Multitasking right now. Okay, so today is day 6 of 7 days of self-mastery. And wow, I look so different on Instagram and Facebook. This is hilarious. On Instagram, I have on like a fun filter. I don't even know what it's called, but the lighting is very cool, and I think it like puts makeup on my face and whatever. And then Facebook, I'm just like, eh. So if you can't tell, I'm all sweaty and like a big hot mess right now because we just spent the entire day moving furniture and driving the U-Haul and unloading everything, and it was a huge mess. Hey there, Eva. So I'm exhausted. I'm like physically super beat up. Everything hurts, and I'm really happy to be done. And it feels like now we're officially kind of closing out our chapter of living in Mill Valley. So it feels really good, but man, I'm so beat right now. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys because I know this is going to energize me. So this is day 6 of the 7 days of self-mastery. And I'm going to not recap all 5 days of the previous days like I have been. I'm just going to say what each one was. And if you want to watch the full thing, just go back and check out those videos. So day 1, basically, these are like 7 of the biggest building blocks or main components of self-mastery, in my opinion. So day 1 was all about the power of identity and really knowing who you are so that you can be coming from that place as you build your life. Day 2 was the importance of knowing what you want so that you're not just like, randomly wandering around, bumping into trees in life, but that you're being more intentional and going after what you actually want. Day 3 was taking inspired action, not to be confused with taking just random ass action, but taking action that's aligned with who you are and that's moving you toward what you want. And that comes from a place of inspiration rather than a place of obligation or feeling like you should. So that was day 3. Day 4 was to feel your feelings. So giving yourself permission to be a human and have emotions, and to not only feel, sorry, I'm like moving my computer all over the place, to not only give yourself permission to feel your feelings, but to really embrace them and to embrace like the full range of human emotion, from not just the good, but also down to the bad. So feeling your feelings. Day 5 was about training your brain. So all about mindset and the importance of recognizing that your self-awareness of your own thoughts is powerful, because when you're aware of your thoughts, you can start to choose them on purpose and have them be creating your reality in real time. Whereas when you're not aware of your thoughts, it's just like this, monkey mind monologue that continues at all hours and is running the show with things like fear and ego and limiting beliefs. Hashtag not helpful. So lots of good stuff in all of those 5 topics. If you want to go back and watch the previous videos, you can do that. Otherwise, let's move on to day 6. So this is a really important one, and it's one that I don't think I realized how important it is until a few years ago, and now I just keep getting more and more obsessed with it. And so the topic is to find your people. And what I mean by that is finding people. It can be one group, or it can be multiple groups, or it can just be a couple people, or whatever it is, but finding your people, meaning people who are on a similar journey and people who are going to support and uplift you. So to distinguish between your people and just like whatever people, right? You've got family, you've got friends, maybe some of your family and your friends are your people, and maybe they're just your family and your friends, and that's totally fine too. What I mean by your people is people who will call you forth and lift you up. So let's say you have big goals and dreams, and you go share these big goals and dreams with people, with family, friends, colleagues, whoever, and they make you feel small, or they think that your ideas are stupid, or maybe they mean really well and they're super well intentioned, but the way that they're showing up with you, the way they're responding, the way they're trying to support is not actually, it doesn't feel supportive to you, or it doesn't make you feel like it's safe for you to have your dreams and goals or whatever. So I'm not saying ditch all those people. I'm saying keep all the people in your life that you want to keep in your life, and just make sure you have a group or some groups or some people somewhere where you can be moving toward whatever it is that you want, and where you can be yourself and be growing as a person, where you can be moving toward your goals and dreams. So a couple of examples, right? So I'll use myself first because it's the example that's so in my face, and that is, as an entrepreneur, it is very, 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 very important for me to be around other entrepreneurs, right? If I only talk about my business to family or to friends or to, high school friends or whoever, that could be fine and they may be really supportive, but if none of them are actually entrepreneurs, then I'm not going to get the feedback and the support and the kind of challenge maybe that I need unless I'm talking to other people who I could talk shop with and who are walking the same walk, right? Like, one thing that I see that happens a lot with especially new entrepreneurs is they get super excited. They have this passion project. They're going to go launch it. They go try to do the thing, and nobody else in their world is an entrepreneur or has a business, especially with online businesses, right? Like we say we're going to go launch this online business, and family and friends who don't understand are like, that's crazy. Like, it's probably a scam. What is it, a pyramid scheme? Like, what are you, what is this? It's not a real thing. They don't take you seriously. And then people get discouraged and they give up. Another thing I see happen all the time, and this especially applies to anything related to money, is that or that it can be tempting to take advice from people who don't know what they're talking about that specific thing, right? So let's say as a new entrepreneur, you go out and you're talking about money-related stuff with family and friends who maybe are very knowledgeable about money as it relates to having a career or as it relates to some other topic. But when it comes to earning money as an entrepreneur, it's a totally different mindset that has to go along with that. And if you take the advice of people who have never had a business, you're going to get advice that it's probably not going to be that helpful. Whereas if you take the advice of somebody who has had their own business and done so successfully, it's going to be a lot more helpful, right? And it's not just about giving or receiving advice. It's about being around people who have similar values and similar goals so that you can not only get the kind of compassion and empathy from somebody who's on the journey and not somebody who's just trying to guess at what it's like, but then also to normalize what success in your field looks like. So what are some other examples? Okay, so entrepreneurship, huge one, right? As an entrepreneur, you absolutely need to be around other entrepreneurs. Oh, and it's kind of two things. It's not just that you need to be around other people like you who are doing similar things or whatever it is. You also need to be around people who are doing what you want to do, but successfully, right? So a brand new entrepreneur, yes, absolutely important to be around other entrepreneurs just to, share challenges and support each other. And please also talk to successful entrepreneurs, get a mentor, get a coach, join a mastermind, do something so that you're not only talking to other broke entrepreneurs who are still trying to figure out what they're doing, right? Same thing for, let's say you're a creative, like some sort of an artist, singer, dancer, painter, you make shit, whatever it is, you are a person who creates stuff, you put beauty out into the world. If you then only hang out with people who are 9-to-5ers working in finance and law, they're not going to understand your need to express yourself unless maybe they're also creatives, right? But there's people who are doing creative things as a hobby. There's people who are doing it as their main work, whatever it is. Like, find people who are on a similar path and who have similar needs. I spoke to a woman recently who is an artist. She's a creative. She's a singer. And has massive dreams in that area and works a very traditional 9-to-5 job, which, by the way, nothing wrong with that. If that's your jam, awesome. It was not her jam, and she was trying to figure out what to do, how to extract herself from that situation and go, live her best life, but also figure out how to pay the bills. And she literally had to come home from work every day and just sing for like an hour or two just to feed her soul and decompress. And I thought that was such a beautiful example of like, if you're a creative, if you're an artist, you need to express that. I think it's absolutely essential to your health and to your soul. And so it's really helpful to be around other people like that. If you're a designer, I was talking to someone recently who is a designer and is doing freelance work and was feeling like they're going crazy because they can't work by themselves creatively. They need to bounce ideas off other creative people, right? Or what would be some other examples? Let's say you are, you really want to travel. You want to travel and you're willing to make all sorts of sacrifices and save money and stop going out and doing whatever so that you can go travel. But if all your friends are, I don't know, really successful people who work in finance and live in the city, and all they want to do is go out and party every night and spend their money on $14 cocktails, that doesn't align with you because you want to save your money so that you can go travel and see the world. Like, yes, stay friends with those people if you want to, and find some other fellow travelers who you can speak to, who you can share ideas with, who you can brainstorm with and be creative with, whatever. So you get my point, right? It can be entrepreneurship. It can be being a creative, a traveler. Maybe it's somebody else who is working on a similar academic path, like somebody else who's getting a law degree and is putting in, ridiculous hours to go down this path. Oops, poor connection. That's coming back. Maybe you are becoming a doctor. Maybe you're climbing the corporate ladder, right? Maybe you are becoming a new parent and you want to be around other new parents who get it, who can share the same struggles. And you also want to speak to some people who have been through it, and so they can share their wisdom with you. So it's kind of, again, these two levels, like find people who are on a similar path, like-minded, moving in the same direction and kind of at your level so that you can have camaraderie, which is so important, and find the people who are ahead of you so you can normalize what success looks like and what you're aiming for. Like, you know, if I don't have kids, but let's say I was a new parent, I would definitely want some other new parents to talk to, so just so I could feel like I wasn't going crazy. And I would want some parents who've had 3 kids and can assure me that this is normal and give tips and advice and stuff like that. So same thing, if you're starting a business, be around new entrepreneurs and be around mentors. You know, if you're trying to, like one of my goals is to have a 7-figure business and eventually maybe an 8-figure business. And like right now, I know a lot of 6-figure entrepreneurs. I don't know that many 7-figure entrepreneurs. And so one of my goals is to find places, maybe it's just online in the beginning, and then maybe eventually I start being in peer groups with some of them in masterminds. But I'm trying to seek out and listen to and just drink in the wisdom of people who are on a similar path, entrepreneurs, not somebody who made their money in a totally different business that has nothing to do with my world, but somebody who's, you know, coaches, healers, teachers, authors, speakers, whatever it is, people who are sharing wisdom and information, education, and inspiring people who are at a level that's way higher than me, but I want to learn from them and I want to learn to think how they think so I can move ahead. And I need people at my level, you know? Any other examples that come to mind? Those are the ones that come to mind, but the main thing is to find your people. You know, maybe it's, let's say you are in your 50s or 60s or 70s and you want to find some other people who are oops, cut out for a second. What do I want to do with this chapter of my life to feel really fulfilled? And so then you find some other people who are on the same path, join arms with them, work together, support each other, and find some people who have done it who can share their wisdom. I think that's it for now. The hot tub is calling. I'm going to go rest my weary bones and soak in some hot water. Thank you guys for listening. And let's see, if you are looking for community, especially if you're looking for sisterhood and you want to be around other powerful women who are looking to unleash their potential, their brilliance, their unique selves into the world and go create and live and design and manifest their best lives, definitely hit me up. As I've mentioned, my 2 masterminds, the doors are closing at the end of February. So if you have any questions, send me a message. These groups of women are amazing. They're so inspiring to me, and we're working on some really deep, deep shit. Awesome. I think my internet may have cut out a few times, so if you missed anything important, let me know, because I think my Wi-Fi was a little batty. But c'est la vie. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful night. I will see you later. Bye.